another edition of NBA Basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Tim Legler and Greg Anthony. And our reporter on the sideline tonight, Allie LaForce. And checking out Utah's opening lineup, George out there with Bailey. Then there's Filipowski. Then it's Williams. And it's Konchar into the fourth spot. And you look at these teams, Tim, both full of a lot of passion, a lot of emotion, a lot of exuberance when they're on the floor.
Yeah, I love these kind of matchups, Kevin, because you're looking at youth and you're looking at the future of the league. These guys want it, and they want it now.
And they don't seem to blink, do they? It's not too big for them.
No, absolutely unfazed by this stage.
Coulibaly with it. He's guarded by Williams.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Yeah, I mean, when you're fighting back, you cannot give up plays like that.
Down low, here's Konchar. That ball's nice feed that time from George.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Well, with that kind of success, I imagine they'll continue to be aggressive inside.
Now, here is Young. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game. The shot's good.
He is such a clever scorer. Trae Young making the adjustment in the face of good defense.
And guys, hold on now. I'm getting word we have Shams Charania calling in. Shams, what do you have for us?
Well, the Wizards stacking talented young players and draft assets. Not only that, they'll have a ton of cap space next season, which they will likely not use to sign a star free agent, but rather to absorb contracts in exchange for, you guessed it, more draft picks. This front office is continuing to think long-term, guys.
Priorities straight. All right, Shams, we appreciate the report.
You really need to take advantage of those looks because the defense won't give you many of them. What a pass right there. Coaches love seeing guys making it easy for their teammates.
Utah's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Back to George. Pass to Bailey. Here's Williams. He's defended by Coulibaly. Shot clock at 5. They set the pick. Konchar. And that one comes up a bit short.
And that leaves his coach scratching his head because you can't get a better look than that.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Here's Bailey. And the call on the shot sends him to the line. It's going to be on Trae Young.
Yeah, easy call.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Washington.
Straight away, they've opened things up offensively with skillful passing, running smart plays, and just setting guys up for success.
And another thing they've done consistently well is attack the paint. They have stayed aggressive under the hoop and gotten high percentage looks.
That free throw good from Bailey. There's always a need for shot makers in the NBA, GA, and that's what Ace Bailey brings to the floor.
Yeah, Bailey has a smooth jumper with a high release point that allows him to shoot over just about any defender. And when you pair that with his physical tools, his upside is through the roof.
He hits both from the stripe. And maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now, and it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent, it's also about timing.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. The Wizards are letting their young guys learn on the fly. Guard Bub Carrington said, the whole organization communicates to us often. We drafted you guys for a reason, they say. Don't be scared to make a mistake. Play your game, use the things that got you here, and see if it sticks. Back to you.
Learning on the job. All right, Allie, we thank you very much. So for Washington, their last game a loss to the Magic.
Yeah, you saw the communication breakdowns defensively, just giving up way too many open looks.
Well, they say film doesn't lie, and you could just imagine these guys watching this film. It's going to be an ugly sight for sure.
Pass to Filipowski. Jazz passing it around. Williams can't get it to go. Washington leading now by 7. 44 seconds left here in the first quarter. Johnson finds Young. Now Koulibaly. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Pass to Williams. Back to George. Now Bailey. And once again, off the mark by Utah. Young in the corner. And there's the drive. He gets that one. Young's got 7 points.
This is why they will go to him often. He's going to take and make shots.
With the step back. And that one released in time, but no good. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Wizards lead by 9. And will return shortly. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
They've been active, they've been disruptive, but now the question is, can they maintain this level of intensity?
On the floor for Utah, getting going here in the second quarter. We've got Collier. And it's Sensabaugh in at the shooting guard. Here's Hinson. Pass to Sensabaugh. Here's Hinson. Puts up a 3. A three-pointer is right on target. Hinson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
That's a breakdown defensively. He is far too good of a shooter to leave that wide open.
Watkins passes to Hardy. Pass to Carrington. Washington needs to get a shot off here. Gill misses. Jazz trail by 8. To the middle. Shot's good from Love.
And that touch around the rim is just great from Love.
And the Wizards with possession. They've led by as many as 11 points. And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. So, Greg, you played in the league over a decade. What's the toughest thing about being a pro basketball player?
Lots of things. To me, it's just keeping your spot. Every year, there's just so much talent coming in. So holding on to a place on the roster, then that can be as difficult as anything.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. There's the pick. Pass to Koulibaly. Plays it up and banks it in.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Here's Konchar. Love outside. It's 3-pointers off the mark. Washington leading now by 8. Pass to Riley. And here's Young. Latrey. Not happening that time. His second miss in 5 shots. It seems to be an overlooked part of Trae Young's game, but GA, he's led the NBA in total assists a few times.
No doubt. You initially think about Trae shooting, scoring, but he also runs the offense really well and wants to facilitate.
Taking 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Collier. And Washington making a change here. Vukcevic is checked in. And Utah with a change here, too. Filipowski's checked in. He's perfect from the line this time. And this Wizards team, Greg, giving its young players every opportunity to develop.
Yeah, these young guys were the NBA equivalent of drinking from a fire hose. But after years of just treading water and mediocrity, I think the fans appreciate the clear sense of direction from this group.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Pass to George. Now Conchar. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Young outside. To the inside. Here's Vukcevic. Defended by Filipowski. 6 on the shot clock. Young. Here's Coulibaly. A three-pointer, no good. And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for Utah. They trail by 9 points. Pass to Filipowski. He tries for 3. The shot missing. The Wizards have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. They get it again. And that one's good. Champagnie. And now an 11-point Wizards lead.
How frustrating for the defense. You get the stop, but then fail to block out.
And that's why they're behind. A lack of effort, a lack of attention to detail.
And the Wizards with possession after the basket by Utah. And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Johnson, he's checked in for Washington. Bailey, he's checked in for Utah. Utah's on defense. 9-point game. Pass to Young. That's another one for him, his 5th in just 7 shots.
Well, Trae Young is one of the most productive guards in this league, and he knows his team is counting on him to have nights just like this.
Here's Filipowski. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game.
They will take that shot every time down the floor if they could. It's just great execution.
Now, here is Young. 15 seconds left in the first half. Clock at 6. Pass to Johnson. 3-pointer. No good that time. And so that brings the first half to a close. Wizards out front. They lead by 9. Well, we've got a moment now. Let's go courtside to Allie LaForce. Allie.
Trae, you've made it look easy so far. How have you been able to pick them apart?
I'm just taking what the defense is giving me. Open driving lanes. They're leaving some of our bigs open, pick and rolls, things like that. We just got to continue to do it and try to get this win.
Guys, reading the defense is something that he's pretty good at. Thanks so much, Trae.
Hey, Allie, thank you so much for that interview. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with you for the second half of the game right after this.
Hey folks, halftime here, and it's been the Trae Young show through the first half.
What's crystal clear so far? Ice Trae is one cool customer. See what I did there, Ernie?
Yeah, I do see what you did there, and I'm not impressed. Young has been scintillating though, which means sparkling, like ice. But hey, you knew that. Let's take a moment now and swing on over to the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference.
You know, right now, for the Wizards, the end is near. Couldn't put things together in time. They've had a couple of good games, but they couldn't sustain the momentum. They're in rebuild territory, which ain't always pretty.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. It's been one outstanding game from Trae Young.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
There is nothing better than watching scorers get their points within the flow of the offense.
Jazz trail by 9. We've got Johnson. Koulibaly is out there with Riley. Then it's Trae Young. And it's Vukcevic in at the 5. That's the 5 on the 4 for the Wizards. Here's Bailey. That 3 off the mark.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
And he doesn't have to do it alone. He's got 4 teammates on the floor.
Here's Vukcevic. Count that one. Vukcevic has got the lead up to 11 now for the Wizards.
And that's exactly what you want to start the second half. Smart play call.
Well, it's nice to get a layup that can get your offense flowing.
And you think of the different styles of play. Tim, is there one that you prefer watching?
I personally like variety, Kevin. I like certainly three-point shooting. That's how I made my living. But I also want to see post play. And I want to see teams that also can beat you with isolation sets as well. I think those are the toughest teams to defend. They can hit you from any area.
They sure can. And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan.
Easy Bagley. Welcome to the floor. Wizards High Squad.
about we check the numbers for him? Filipowski with it. He's got 6. Now Bailey. Shot clock at 6. Shoots it. Konchar can't get it to go.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Pass to Johnson. Puts it up from 17. The rebound by the Jazz.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today. He's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
Here's Young after the basket by Utah. Johnson surveying the floor. From downtown, it doesn't go for him. And so it's Williams who brings it up for Utah. They trail by 9 points. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. That'll be the 3rd game of this 3-game road trip. Now, here's Johnson. Nothing on the board to the right side. Wizards passing it around. Back to Coulibaly. And another miss by Washington. Jazz trail by 9. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Williams for 3. Johnson with the rebound. Wizards have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the 3rd. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Well, Trae Young is getting recognition for his playmaking. He said, "I've been top 5 in assists since I've been in this league, but I've been able to score so easily. People consider that selfish at times. I'm not even worrying about what people got to say. I know what I do." Guys, back over to you.
Yeah, tuning out the noise. All right, Allie, we appreciate the report. Young from outside, and it's no good. 3rd time he's missed in 9 shot attempts. Outside Williams. Plug in for Filipowski and gets it there. No good off the back of the rim. Wizards leading by 9. Kicks it out to Johnson and stolen by Williams. George, that's a 2-pointer. Nice shot from the wing. George has got his first 2 points.
That's the right pass to make. Beautiful job.
George against Young. Pass to Coulibaly. Here's Vukcevic. Young from outside hits the 3-point bomb. Young's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, he is so effective on ball, we know that, but Young is also a great shooter off the catch.
Here's Bailey. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Gets it off. And here at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Wizards lead by 10. We'll be back shortly, live from Washington. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, I like the fact he didn't telegraph it. That's poetry in motion right there.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. And so in the game for the Jazz, we've got Kevin Love. George is out there with Collier. And it's Sensabaugh in at the 3 slot. Here's Sensabaugh. That's short off the rim. High post Young. On the wing, Carrington. Gill with a screen on George. Out left to the wing. From deep. Gill misses. Jazz trail by 10. Pass to Hinson. On the wing, George. Defended by Carrington. George, no good.
He created the opening. He got the angle. Unfortunately, that miss was just on him.
We played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Young, no good. And for the Jazz, they're shooting a low 30% mark from the field. Here's Hinson. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 5 assists in the game.
And that is a high-quality shot. You will take it every time from that close.
And we've got a timeout call by Brian Keefe. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. And the Wizards making a change here. Vukcevic is checked in, and Utah with a change here too. Filipowski, he's checked in for Kevin Love. And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Brian Keefe was saying to the team. He said, keep it going, guys. Ride this wave of momentum. We're playing great right now, but we can't let up. Guys, back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you. Pass to Champagnie. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Watkins, that one drops for him. And the Wizards lead by 10.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Here's Collier, defended by Young. Collier, that's good.
They are just killing him on the interior.
The Wizards have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Young outside. The shot is off. Jazz trail by 8. Fourth quarter of playing. We're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Oh, what a finish!
And they know for next time, don't let him establish position down low.
Well, you have to force a scorer away from his favorite place on the floor. In this case, you have to push him out or deny him the ball.
And it's Brian Keefe calling timeout here. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear. And immediately. Here is Riley. And here is Johnson. 6 to shoot. Strong move off the glass.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
From deep. Johnson rips down the board.
Well, let's make no mistake about it. If you want to cut into this lead, you're going to have to generate much better shots than that.
Young, and they pick up the 2.
Yeah, Trae Young can get work done inside as well.
Jazz trail by 10. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. For Washington, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Good on the basket.
Wow, that is great resilience by Trae Young. An impressive bucket.
Tim, it feels like the bigger the stakes, the better we're going to see Trae Young play.
Well, Kevin, he's had his moments in the playoffs, and he embraces the spotlight, home or away. He won't shy from being the villain. That's the kind of chip he plays with, and that's something that makes Young unique. His ability to really pile up the numbers offensively in both scoring and assist totals.
Wizards leading by 10.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for Washington.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching any lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Trae Young.
And watching that last game, you could see the comfort zone he got into, just filling it up from all of the spots he loves.
And so Young nails them both.
And something you like about Young is how he forces an opponent's hand. He makes you adapt and not the other way around.
Here's Conchar. Shoots the 3. And down goes the 3. They're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything special. Just take time off the clock.
Yeah, count it.
Saw the opportunity to put this away, and you could see the killer instinct take over.
They are playing with so much confidence. They've been clutch all the way around.
Johnson. First personal foul. First team foul. Shooting for Utah. Bailey. 1 shot.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
And the free throw, no good. Here's Washington. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Carrington with the ball. And so it's the Wizards with the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
So let's go courtside, where Allie LaForce is standing by with our player of the game, Allie.
Trae, you guys had a look in your eyes tonight. How satisfying was it to get this win?
I mean, it feels great. It feels great getting the win. At the end of the day, I'm just here to help my team win, whoever we're playing against, and that's all I care about.
Thanks, Trae, guys.
As always, Allie, we appreciate it. And that'll do it, folks. Along with Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you once again for being with us here tonight on 2K Sports. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, Trae Young.